Hey everyone, welcome back to our podcast episode. I'm Tomoya.
Hi, I'm Andrea. Today we have kind of a hot topic to talk about. We're going to be talking about tourist manners in Japan.
We see some people's bad behavior on social media. I personally saw some posts foreign tourists doing some bad things in Japan. Have you seen any of videos?
Yes, I've also seen the videos, and I think it's been a pretty hot topic in the news in general. There were several cases recently of bad tourism manners being reported on regular TV news and also on social media. So yes, I've seen quite a few videos and photos of these topics recently.
Yes. And one of the videos showing a foreign tourist chasing a Michael-san in Kyoto.
Actually, yes, chasing Michael in Kyoto is a favorite pastime of foreign tourists, and it's been a huge problem actually for a couple of years at least.
Yes. And one of the small alley was prohibited to pass through for the foreign tourist.
Yes, I heard about that. I think there's like a time limit. I don't remember the rules exactly, but yes, I remember that the city closed off one street or some sections from tourists because the fact that the tourists are chasing the Michaels and blocking them to take photos. Number one, it's an invasion of privacy. Some people don't want to have their photos taken by complete strangers and put on social media.
Yes.
But also, these women are working. Number two, these women are working. And so the tourists are preventing them from getting to their jobs on time because there's so many people approaching the Michaels. They can't get to their job on time.
Mm-hmm. I've heard some people touching Michael-san.
Really?
Yes. So that's really rude.
That is very rude because the kimonos are, millions of dollars probably.
Yes.
And if you ruin her outfit, then, who's going to pay for the damage?
Right.
But again, like you mentioned, it's just rude. It's just a matter of personal boundaries.
Not only that, there's a picture of the Lawson store at the foot of Mount Fuji, and it's becoming popular among foreign tourists.
Yes, especially Asian tourists, I think. Not only, but especially with Asian tourists.
What problem is people throwing trashes away?
Right. Like
that.
throwing trash on the ground, jaywalking on the street in front of the Lawson, which is dangerous. They're walking out into traffic. And also, I'm not sure of the position of the property in question, but they were, some people were trespassing on another business in order to take photos of the Lawson with Fuji behind it, Mount Fuji behind it. So they were on another person's property and like climbing up on the roof.
Yes.
In order to take photos, which is just really, really unbelievable.
Latest news says there's some holes in the black curtain that blocks the scenery of Mount Fuji.
Right. So I don't know who put that black curtain up, but yes, a black curtain was put up. And then, recently I saw that maybe yesterday or the day before, tourists have been poking holes in that black curtain, and they're still taking pictures.
Yeah.
They're still taking the photos that... It's not that they shouldn't be taking photos. It's that they shouldn't be standing on other people's property to take that photo.
Right.
They shouldn't be walking out in traffic to take that photo.
Yeah.
That's the point.
So for the local people, was just an ordinary scene. But somehow it got popularity after spreading on social media.
Right. I think for many foreign people, that positioning of like something traditional, like Mount Fuji, something very Japanese,
Yes.
versus like a new modern thing, which would be the Lawson. It's like the position of old versus new or traditional versus modern that people like.
Yes.
So I don't especially personally think that that's a great shot of Mount Fuji. There are better photos you could take, many, many better positions.
Yes, because it's just a regular convenience store sitting in front of the Mount Fuji.
Right.
Not in front of Mount Fuji, but, you know.
But in front of, yeah, that's right. That's fine.
So I I also want to talk about the bad tour guide harassing a Japanese woman in Kyoto.
Okay.
This guy was saying something really bad to this woman who cannot speak English at all.
I don't know if she can or can't, but that wasn't the point.
Mm-hmm. And then she saw the group of tourists banging bells at the shrine, Yasaka Jinja. And she warned them to stop it. They said to the woman, "Oh, get out of my face."
Yeah, that's really rude.
That's-
All they had to do, in my opinion, was say, "Oh, sorry." Just say, "Oh, sorry, we won't do that again," and then just leave it, and it would have been fine.
Yes. And the tour guide, he said to the woman, "Can you speak English?" Even he can speak English, he didn't say any word in Japanese. So that made everyone upset on social media.
Yeah. I think that issue, it's double. It's the fact that they were confrontational, they were very argumentative, but also that point of bringing up, "Can you speak English?" to the woman. That wasn't the issue. She wasn't asking them to speak Japanese, or she wasn't asking them to be quiet. She was asking them to not ring the bell, which is not a language issue.
Right.
So it's like double controversial.
Double controversial.
Yeah.
Yes. So after they separated, this woman posted the scene of argument.
Yes.
And the tour guide found this post and replied to the post, take this video down because it's a privacy violation problem. So if you didn't take it down, I'm going to sue you. And of course, she didn't take it down because the guy was really rude. And even they separated. He was acting really bad. So everyone started chasing him down. Where he's from, where his company is, things like that.
Yeah. Okay. So he wasn't a tourist, but he was a tour guide, and he got into trouble.
He was a
for
tour
that.
guide. Yeah.
But in that incident, all of the people were kind of bashed on social media.
To him.
Not to him, but like by other people, by viewers. Everyone bashed the woman for asking them if they spoke Japanese. Everyone bashed him for being rude to a Japanese citizen, and then everyone bashed the tourist for having bad manners.
Oh, yes.
So everyone got into trouble.
Everyone got in trouble, yes.
Yeah.
I saw some people said to her, "Why don't you speak English?"
But he could speak Japanese. He's a tour guide. He's a foreign tour guide working in Japan. He spoke Japanese.
Yes.
There was no need, in my opinion, there's no reason for her to need to speak English.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but that argument, I think, is not really the point.
Yes.
To me,
Yes.
That's my opinion.
Yes.
And she said herself in the video that I saw, she said, "This is Japan. Why do I need to? I'm asking you in Japanese. Why do I need to speak English?" Then he spoke Japanese. She knew he spoke Japanese,
Yes,
so there was no need for her to speak English.
Yes.
Yeah. So how did that incident end, or how did it finish up? Do you know?
The people hunted him down, and I think I'm not really sure, but some people messaged him, threatened him.
Oh. Okay.
And then the tour guide, deleted his account on social media, and then he deleted also his company website.
Oh wow. Okay.
Business website. Yeah. So he completely gone. Yeah. But still, people are trying to find him.
That's a bit extreme, I think.
I
don't know.
I don't know. Yes.
We didn't see the beginning of that incident.
Yeah.
We didn't see the people ringing the bell. We don't know how they were ringing the bell. We didn't see the beginning of the argument. So really, there's just not enough information to say,
Yes.
was it racist or not? Who was the beginning of the problem? Like, who knows, right? We don't really know.
No. Like hypothetically, if put this foreign tour guide to a Japanese guide, like it's just an argument,
I don't think it would even become an argument. If it were a Japanese tour guide, they would have said, sumimasen, and then, apologized, and then the whole thing would have been over, right? It wouldn't have escalated. It wouldn't have blown out of proportion.
Right. Probably you are right.
That's what I think. That's my opinion. Because even if Japanese people think, the other person is wrong, if they're scolded or reprimanded, they would apologize, usually.
Okay.
I had read that as a countermeasure, they had decided to remove the bell after 5 or 6 p.m. Because apparently the tourists were ringing the bell late at night.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't have to scold Japanese people because no one goes to the shrine at 9 p.m. or whatever. I don't know what time they were there, but it doesn't make a problem because no one's ringing the bell at night when people are trying to sleep.
Yes.
So as a countermeasure, the shrine just decided to remove the bells in the evening so that it doesn't make a problem.
Yes. So there's obviously lack of mutual understanding and communication between tourists and locals, right?
Definitely. And I think that's probably the heart of the matter. There's not a mutual understanding of what is acceptable and what's not acceptable, what's good manners and what's not okay to do, right?
Yes. I told this episode in a long time ago in an episode. When I traveled to Bangkok, Thailand, I visited a small temple, pagoda, actually. And I didn't take my shoes off, but I stepped on a tile, which didn't say anything, where should I take off my shoes off?
Right.
But for the local people, it's obvious because, the area starts from here, but I didn't see it because it's dusty.
Right. And, it's, again, a difference in common sense. What's common sense for them is not common sense for another person.
Yeah. So we talked about really deep topic today.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. And I want to introduce some of the key phrases and keyword we used.
Okay.
So the first word, Andrea-san, please introduce.
Okay, the first word is countermeasure. Countermeasure is, in Japanese?
Taisaku.
Taisaku, right? Okay, so a way to use this would be, for example, the shrine took countermeasures to prevent problems.
Yes. The second word is?
Mutual understanding.
相互理解.
Okay, mutual understanding and communication between tourists and locals are necessary.
Okay. Have you ever seen someone doing bad things in Japan?
Yes, I have. And I did not have the courage to tell them directly, hey, you shouldn't do that. But I think next time I see it, I might say something.
Was it a foreign tourist?
Yes, it was a group of young foreign tourists, and I don't know where they were from. They were from some country where they were not speaking English. It was not a language I recognized, but we were in Ginkakuji Garden with my friend from the UK and her family. And this group of tourists were climbing up on the retaining walls of the garden to take pictures. And I was just thinking, oh my God, they're climbing on the Ginkakuji garden. I was kind of mentally shocked. I was so shocked I couldn't say anything. But yeah, if I see it again, I would definitely say, hey, don't do that, please. Because it makes all foreigners look bad. It makes me look bad.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you seen anything like that?
I never seen something crazy before.
Okay, that's good. I'm happy to hear that.
I wish I could.
No, I hope you don't. I don't want people to act badly in Japan.
Yes, I want to ask our listeners if you would see any of some crazy act doing by foreign tourists. Would you warn them or be quiet?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, if you saw someone doing something that was bad manners, or not good common sense, would you warn them or not? Good question.
Yes.
Yeah. I think as an ending point, like when we travel, whether it's foreigners coming into Japan or whether we go abroad, we really need to strive to understand the local culture and manners. And that means doing research beforehand, reading about the country and the culture beforehand, and making sure you know something about the country before you travel.
Yeah.
And then we can make better memories. Yeah.
Yes. I hope this episode giving you something to think about.
I think so. I think, when we travel overseas, we do need to try to understand the other culture and try to have mutual understanding and have a sense of what is common sense, what's okay to do and not okay to do. Right?
Yes. Okay, that's it for this episode, but don't forget to catch our next one.
This is Crosstalk signing off, bringing you English your way every week.
Keep listening and keep shining. Bye.
Bye.